Hey people! So today I'm going to be telling you guys a story. I feel like it's been long enough. It's been almost a year since this happened. I was using some online dating apps, and this one in particular is another OkCupid story, as you heard in my previous videos. Just before I left for Croatia, I had just gotten back from Florida. I was actually talking to a few guys who were like cute, by other people's standards. I'm the type of person that's very like quick on those types of apps. Like I'm just like, all right, we've talked for 3 days, why don't we just meet in person? Mainly because I'm terrible at texting and keeping up with people electronically. I was like, hey, we should meet up, and he was like, yeah, and I was just like, this never happened. So we set the date, and he lived a state over from me, but I was gonna be 2 states away the day that we planned the date. Literally the day before I left for Croatia. We had a meet-up point that was like halfway between the two of us, and I was like, awesome, cool, great. Just where we were meeting, and where he was coming from, if he hit traffic, he was gonna be like an hour and a half late minimum. So I knew that going into this, and I left super early because I knew that if I hit traffic, then I could be like 3 hours late. Like 3 hours late minimum. So I was like, ooh, I gotta leave super early. Also, I don't want to get lost. So I left literally 5 hours early, which sounds like a force, but I was only there like an hour early. So, because I hit traffic. I got lost. So I'm on the highway, and I'm like trying to find this place. We met up at a mall, and then I got a text from him as I'm pulling into the parking lot saying that he's gonna be late. And I was like, wonderful. I'm already planning that he's gonna be like an hour and a half late. I was like, cool, well apparently I have 2.5 hours to kill here now. Got there at like 6:30. So I'm waiting until 9, right? And I was like, it's okay. Like, my friends all thought that he was cute. Like, all my friends were like, oh, he seems like a nice guy. He seems like a great guy for you, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, right? It'll be fine, right? So it's like dead, like second hand on the 9 o'clock mark, and he's walking into the mall finally. 2 things that I noticed when he first walked in. 1, he was shorter than he said he was on the dating site. Only by like 1.5 inches, but for me, wearing 4-inch heels and being 5'6", that's a big difference, because I am thinking that he's like 3 or 4 inches taller than me, and he's actually only 2 inches taller than me. So now there's a significant height difference between the two of us, first of all. Second of all, he's looking very much like he just came from like work or hunting like small creatures in a factory. I was just like, you know, I know that he works in factories, like we talked about this. However, I feel uncomfortable that you look like you just came from work. Yeah, I get past that. I make a joke, he laughs. I was like, cool, all right, I can save this. I can save this, even though he's the one who's ruining it, right? So we're going to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we sit down, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to eat. I haven't eaten at all because I left at like 2 p.m. and I ate lunch at like noon, right? So I haven't eaten in 9 hours. No, in 8 hours. Yeah, like roughly 8 hours. I haven't like eaten a thing, nothing. He's just like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually not gonna eat while we're here. And I was just like, I'm sorry, what? Cause like, it's one thing to go on a date and eat at like a wings place, and get like messy, but like you're both eating and getting messy. It's another thing to like be the girl who's like, I'm gonna look flawless this whole time, and then he's just like, oh no, I'm not gonna eat when you're at a wings place, when you're at a place for wings. I'm not okay with that. I was like, all right, this date just got 10 times worse. So we sit down, and he orders a soda, and I order my food because I'm hungry and I'm gonna eat regardless of what he says, I thought. And then I cracked a few more jokes, and I have a very like sad, dark, self-deprecating kind of humor. I just enjoy making jokes like that. He started making those jokes too, and I was like, oh good, we'll have like a good banter back and forth. And just as I'm thinking that, and I'm like giving him space to talk, despite popular belief, yes, I am capable of listening, he starts just telling me about every single accident he's ever been in, ever at work. Because he works in factories, so it's like part of the job. But like he's telling me about every single one, and I'm just like, ha 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 ha. And that's exactly how I was laughing the whole time, because that's my nervous laugh. It's just like very loud and very like clearly fake. And I have a smile on the whole time, but my eyes have pure fear behind them. Of course, I can't eat much when my food comes, between it being really spicy and me not planning for that, and him talking about, you know, tendons being removed from his bones. I was not exactly hungry at all. And so, to top it all off, as he's talking, I cracked a joke, and he laughed like this. And his teeth were gray. His teeth were gray, like a stone. Like somebody had colored them in with pencil. How do your teeth get gray? Be so gray that it looks like small pebbles in his mouth. That his teeth look like gravel. His teeth looked like every curb in all of New Hampshire. Just slabs of granite, just everywhere. When he's done telling me all his stories, because he had to leave early, because he had to go back home, back 3 hours home to go to a barbecue with all of his friends, because obviously as he gets up to leave, he stands there for a second just looking at me like, I had a really great time. And I was like, uh-huh. And he was like, yeah. Like I'm supposed to do something, like I'm supposed to get up and hug him or kiss him or something. So I just sat there and waved at him and was like, bye. Yeah, I'll text you. Yeah, no, I'll text you. You don't text me. Don't text me. And then he walked out, and I never texted him back ever. I fully ghosted him. 100% ghosted him, because I was not about to do that. No. No. So yeah, that is the story of my first and only date that I've ever been on. Yeah, leave a comment down below about your terrible dates that you've been on, or first dates with people, or don't tell me about how wonderful your dates are. I'm just gonna feel sad. So if you want to see more videos like this, then like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Thanks for listening to my terrible, terrible dating story. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.